The cameras may not be rolling inside the Harris household, but the drama unfolding feels ripped straight out of a reality show. Tiny Harris, the woman fans know as the glue holding her family together, has reportedly been pushed to the breaking point after shocking images surfaced of her son, King Harris, behind bars. The singer and reality TV star was seen breaking down in tears, whispering words that left everyone stunned. "Bring my son back, or I'm done." Whispers of heated phone calls, late-night confrontations, and even slammed doors have taken over the internet as fans scramble to piece together the truth. Did T.I. turn his back on his own son? Was Tiny forced to choose between her marriage and her child? Insiders claim that emotions inside the Harris home have reached a boiling point, with tears flowing, accusations flying, and family members pointing fingers in every direction. And now, the world is watching closely because this isn't just about a young man in trouble. This is about loyalty, betrayal, and a mother who may be ready to walk away from everything she's built if her son isn't brought home the moment Tiny saw the first images of King Harris in that cold, dimly lit prison cell. Her heart shattered into pieces. People close to the family said she collapsed into the nearest chair, clutching her phone, whispering through tears, "That's my baby, my son. Bring him back to me." The weight of seeing her child, the boy she once rocked to sleep, now dressed in an orange jumpsuit and surrounded by concrete walls, was too much to bear. Fans have described the scene as heartbreaking, with one insider claiming, "Tiny looked like she aged 10 years in 10 minutes. Sources close to the situation revealed that Tiny had been begging T.I. for weeks to intervene, to use his influence to pull whatever strings were necessary to bring their son home. But according to those whispers, T.I. stood firm, believing King needed to learn a harsh lesson about choices and consequences. This decision, insiders claim, has sparked explosive arguments behind closed doors. Neighbors reportedly overheard shouting late at night, with Tiny screaming, "He's not just your son, he's mine too. You can't let him rot in there." While T.I. allegedly fired back, he put himself there. Tiny. He needs to feel it. The contrast between the two parents could not be more dramatic. Tiny, the nurturing mother who has always defended her children against the harsh glare of public scrutiny, felt cornered and powerless. T.I., the tough father who once bragged about discipline and structure, now appeared colder than ever. Fans on social media quickly took sides, with hashtags like #FreeKingHarris and #StandWithTiny trending, while others accused Tiny of coddling her son, saying she was enabling bad behavior. The emotional turmoil only grew deeper when King himself managed to send a message from behind bars. In a shaky voice recording that leaked online, King said, "Mom, I don't belong here. Please don't give up on me." The audio quickly went viral, igniting a firestorm of debate. Some said the plea proved King was ready to change, while others claimed it was nothing more than manipulation to soften his parents' hearts. Tiny, however, was inconsolable after hearing her son's voice, replaying it over and over, telling friends, "How can a mother hear that and not fight until her last breath?" In the midst of this storm, family members began to get pulled in. Zanique, Tiny's daughter from a previous relationship, reportedly confronted T.I. during a heated family dinner. Witnesses say Zanique's voice shook as she accused him of being heartless. "You always talk about being the king of your castle," she said, "but a king doesn't abandon his own blood." The tension at the table was so thick that one relative described it as the most uncomfortable silence I've ever experienced. No one dared pick up their fork after that. Meanwhile, rumors swirled that Tiny had even reached out privately to influential friends in the industry, asking for help to get King released. Whispers suggested she contacted lawyers, publicists, and even a few old connections who owed her favors. Insiders said she was ready to sell jewelry, properties, or even walk away from her marriage if that's what it would take. She told someone close to her, "If it comes down to my son or my marriage, I will not hesitate. I will bring my boy back." Fans were shocked when paparazzi captured Tiny leaving a courthouse in dark glasses, her eyes swollen from crying. Speculation ran wild. Was she filing paperwork to fight for custody of decisions over King? Was she threatening T.I. legally? Or was she making a desperate attempt to leverage her position as a mother in the public eye? Whatever the truth, it was clear that Tiny was no longer willing to sit quietly while her son languished in a cell, adding fuel to the fire. An alleged insider from the prison claimed King was struggling to adjust. He reportedly got into altercations with other inmates, his loud and brash personality clashing with the harsh environment. He's scared, but he'll never admit it, the source said. He's putting on a tough front, but at night, you can tell he's breaking. Hearing this only intensified Tiny's rage at T.I. How can you let him suffer like this? She allegedly shouted, tears streaming down her face. Do you even hear yourself when you say this is what he deserves? The feud between Tiny and T.I. spilled onto social media in subtle but noticeable ways. Tiny posted cryptic messages on her Instagram stories, writing things like, "A mother's love knows no limits, and when you see your child hurting, you fight." Fans immediately connected the dots, flooding her comments with words of support. Meanwhile, T.I. posted motivational quotes about discipline, resilience, and accountability. Many interpreted as thinly veiled justifications for his tough love approach. The divide was not just between husband and wife, but also between fans themselves. Online debates grew vicious, with some accusing Tiny of being blinded by emotion, while others blasted T.I. for being cold and unfeeling. One viral tweet summed it up. Tiny is crying out for her son. T.I. is flexing like he's running a boot camp. This isn't parenting, this is war. In the middle of this chaos, King's grandmother reportedly weighed in, calling T.I. late one night. Sources claim she told him, "You've always been stubborn, but this is your son's life. You'll lose more than you think if you don't act soon." That call, insiders say, left T.I. pacing the floors of his home for hours, torn between pride and paternal duty. But what shocked fans even more was the possibility of betrayal within the family itself. Rumors began to spread that someone close to them had leaked private arguments to the media. Insiders claimed that detailed accounts of their fights, including exact phrases and tone of voice, could only have come from someone within their circle. Suspicion fell on a relative, a friend, maybe even one of their children. Trust inside the Harris household shattered overnight, adding another layer of drama to an already explosive situation. As all of this unfolded, Tiny's breaking point seemed inevitable. One late-night source described seeing her packing a small bag, muttering under her breath, "If he won't listen, I'll do this on my own." Where she was headed, no one knew. But those closest to the situation feared she was about to make a move that could change the entire family forever. And that was the moment. The public realized this wasn't just another celebrity scandal. This was a family tearing itself apart in real time, with tears, betrayal, and ultimatums at every turn. Tiny wasn't just a mother in pain, she was a woman ready to risk everything for the son she swore she'd protect, no matter the cost. Tiny's decision to pack that small bag set the stage for the next explosive chapter in the Harris family saga. Friends close to her revealed she was determined to take matters into her own hands. In hushed tones, she told one confidant, "If nobody else will fight for King, then I will, even if I have to stand in front of that prison myself." Those words painted the picture of a mother who had crossed the line from heartbreak into raw determination by morning. Whispers spread that Tiny had quietly left the family home. Paparazzi later captured her arriving outside the prison gates, her face hidden beneath oversized sunglasses, carrying what appeared to be a folder of documents. Rumors swirled that she was preparing to petition the warden directly, demanding leniency for her son. Fans erupted online, praising her courage, but also questioning whether her actions would only make things worse. One fan tweeted, "Tiny is a soldier, but I'm scared she's about to start a war she can't win." Inside the prison, King reportedly caught word of his mother's bold move. Insiders claimed he broke down in private, telling a fellow inmate, "My mama is the only one who's got my back. If she's out there fighting, I gotta hold on." But others warned that King's emotional vulnerability was being exploited by harder inmates. who saw weakness as a chance to dominate. Sources suggested that King was facing more pressure than ever, forced to act tougher than he felt just to survive each day. Meanwhile, back at the Harris household, T.I. was furious. Sources say he slammed his phone on the counter after hearing of Tiny's prison visit, shouting, "She's making us look weak. She's feeding into the drama." He reportedly called Tiny, demanding she come home immediately. But Tiny, her voice steady despite the tears, replied, "I'm not leaving without answers. You can play tough guy all you want, but I'm a mother first." That call ended abruptly, leaving silence and unanswered questions hanging in the air. The family divide widened further. When Zonique went public during a late-night Instagram live session, visibly emotional, she said, "We can't keep pretending everything's fine. Our family is breaking apart. My little brother needs us. And we're too busy arguing to see it." Fans flooded her comments with hearts and prayers, but also warnings that speaking out might only add fuel to the fire. Still, her raw honesty only deepened the sense of crisis. At the same time, fans began speculating about deeper cracks within the family. Rumors suggested that King's arrest had been the tipping point in a long string of unresolved issues. Whispers hinted at jealousy, favoritism, and years of tension boiling under the surface. One source close to the family confessed, "This isn't just about King. It's about everything they've been sweeping under the rug. Now it's all spilling out in the ugliest way possible." As Tiny stood firm outside the prison, supporters began gathering with her. A small crowd of fans showed up carrying homemade signs that read, "Free King" and "Stand with Tiny." Videos of the scene went viral, painting Tiny not just as a mother in pain, but as a public figure fighting against an unforgiving system. The sight of her surrounded by supporters chanting her son's name drew comparisons to civil rights protests. Though critics accused her of exploiting the situation for attention, Tiny ignored the noise, her eyes fixed on the building where her son was being held. The tension reached a breaking point when T.I. himself arrived at the prison. Eyewitnesses described the scene as explosive. T.I. stormed toward Tiny, his voice raised while cameras captured every second. "What are you doing here?" he shouted. "You think this circus is helping him? You're making him look weak." Tiny, standing her ground, shot back. "What makes him weak is his father turning his back on him. You think being a man means abandoning your child? You're wrong, Clifford. Dead wrong." Fans were stunned by the raw confrontation, which quickly circulated online. Clips of Tiny's voice cracking with emotion as she faced down her husband racked up millions of views within hours. Hashtags like #TeamTiny and #StandWithT trended simultaneously, dividing the internet into rival camps. One viral post summed it up. "We're watching the collapse of a dynasty in real time. But just when it seemed things couldn't get any messier, a shocking twist hit the headlines. A leaked report suggested that King's arrest might not have been as straightforward as it seemed. Whispers hinted that he may have been set up, targeted by people jealous of his fame and family name. Insiders claimed that Tiny seized on this revelation, telling her inner circle, "See, he doesn't belong in there. This proves it. We've been fighting the wrong fight all along." The possibility of a setup sent shockwaves through the fan base. Some demanded justice, while others accused the family of spinning excuses to cover up King's behavior. But for Tiny, it was fuel on the fire. She doubled down, reportedly vowing to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. "If somebody wanted to ruin my son," she told friends, "they're about to see what happens when a mother goes to war." Meanwhile, King's own voice emerged again, this time in a handwritten letter smuggled out of prison. In messy, uneven handwriting, he wrote, "I messed up, but I don't deserve this. I need y'all to believe in me. Don't let me get lost in here." The letter leaked online, sparking even more emotional reactions. Fans cried over his words, while critics dismissed them as yet another attempt to play the victim. Tiny, however, reportedly carried the letter in her purse, rereading it whenever her resolve faltered. As days turned into nights, The standoff between Tiny and T.I. grew unbearable. Friends described the household as icy, with the couple barely speaking except to argue about King. One insider revealed that Tiny told a close friend, "If he can't stand with me on this, then maybe we don't belong together anymore." The thought of the couple, once celebrated as hip-hop royalty, heading for divorce sent shockwaves across the industry, and through it all, King remained the silent center of the storm, trapped behind bars while his family's world crumbled outside. Insiders described him as restless, pacing his cell at night, his mind racing with guilt and anger. "He knows his family is fighting because of him," a source said. "And that's tearing him up more than prison ever could." Still, the drama showed no signs of slowing down. Tiny was preparing her next move, and those around her whispered that it would be her boldest yet. "She's done waiting on T.I., one insider claimed. "She's about to do something that will either save her son or blow the entire family apart." Tiny's boldest move yet came in the form of a televised interview, something no one in the family expected her to do. After weeks of silence and behind-the-scenes battles, she sat down with a well-known talk show host and poured her heart out for the world to see. Cameras captured her trembling hands, the quiver in her voice, and the flood of emotions she had been holding back. "My son is not a monster," she said tearfully. "He's a young man who made mistakes, but he doesn't deserve to be thrown away. If I have to fight this system alone, then that's exactly what I'll do." The interview instantly went viral, with millions tuning in to watch Tiny's raw, emotional confession. Fans praised her vulnerability, while critics accused her of airing dirty laundry in public. But Tiny's words had power, and they struck a nerve. "Bring my son back or I'm done," she declared on national television, leaving viewers stunned. That single sentence was replayed endlessly across social media, sparking debates, hashtags, and think pieces about family, fame. And forgiveness.t.I. was reportedly blindsided by the interview. Sources close to him claimed he watched it in silence, his jaw clenched, his pride wounded. "She went behind my back," he told a friend. "She made me look like the villain in front of the entire world." The rift between husband and wife deepened, with insiders warning that their marriage might not survive this latest betrayal. Inside the prison, King caught wind of his mother's interview through whispers among guards and fellow inmates. One source claimed he wept quietly in his cell, its tough exterior cracking under the weight of his mother's public display of love. "She's the only one who really believes in me," he reportedly said. "I don't deserve her. I swear I won't let her down again." The drama escalated when fans organized a massive rally outside the prison. Hundreds of people gathered with signs, chanting for King's release and blasting T.I. for his silence. The scene resembled a protest, with drones capturing aerial shots of the crowd, creating a spectacle that dominated news coverage. Tiny was spotted among the supporters, clutching King's letter to her chest. While tears streamed down her face, T.I., however, remained defiant. At a private event, he addressed the situation indirectly, saying, "Sometimes love means letting your child hit rock bottom so they can climb back up on their own." His words drew mixed reactions. Some applauded his tough love philosophy, while others accused him of hiding behind cliches to justify neglect. Behind the scenes, the family's trust issues worsened. More private arguments leaked online, this time through audio recordings. In one heated exchange, Tiny could be heard shouting, "You care more about your image than your son's life." To which T.I. fired back, "You're letting emotions cloud your judgment. That boy needs discipline, not pity." The recording spread like wildfire, confirming suspicions that the couple's marriage was hanging by a thread. Meanwhile, Zonique once again took to social media, this time posting a photo of her younger brother from happier times, captioned simply, "We need him home." The post drew millions of likes and supportive comments, but also reignited speculation about who within the family was leaking these private conflicts. Whispers suggested that someone was feeding the media for profit, betraying the family at their weakest moment. Amid the chaos, a shocking new twist emerged. An anonymous source released documents suggesting that King's charges might be overturned due to procedural errors in his arrest. Suddenly, there was a glimmer of hope. Tiny reportedly clung to the news, telling friends, "This is it. This is the sign I've been praying for." But skeptics warned that the documents might be fabricated. A ploy to manipulate public opinion and sway the case. The uncertainty only fueled the drama. Fans began speculating about conspiracy theories. Some claiming King was targeted because of who his parents were. Others suggesting that rivals in the music industry had orchestrated the arrest to damage the Harris family's reputation. Tiny leaned into these theories, hinting during another public appearance that some people don't want to. "See our family shine." Her words left audiences buzzing. Hungry for answers. Inside the Harris home, the situation grew unbearable. Tiny reportedly moved into a separate bedroom, refusing to share space with T.I. until he changed his stance. "We're living under the same roof, but it feels like we're worlds apart," she confessed to a friend. The tension was palpable, with staff members describing the house as eerily quiet, punctuated only by the occasional sound of doors slamming during arguments, and then came the betrayal no one saw coming. Insiders revealed that someone within the family circle had been paid to leak details to the press, and suspicions turned toward one of King's closest friends. This revelation devastated Tiny, who reportedly cried out, "How could they use us like this? How could they sell out my child when he's already suffering?" The betrayal deepened her resolve, pushing her to fight even harder for King's release. As the family drama played out publicly, fans began drawing comparisons to famous celebrity scandals, calling the situation the Kardashian-level meltdown of hip-hop royalty. But for Tiny, it wasn't about fame or spectacle. It was about saving her son, no matter the cost, in a dramatic turn. Tiny began meeting with top lawyers, determined to appeal King's case. She was spotted leaving a law firm late one evening, clutching thick files, her expression a mix of exhaustion and steely resolve. She's not giving up, an insider confirmed. She's preparing for the fight of her life. But T.I. wasn't backing down either. In a heated conversation that later leaked online, he told Tiny, "You're dragging this family through the mud. You're letting the world see us broken." Tiny shot back, "The world already sees us broken, Clifford. The difference is, I'm trying to put us back together. And you're too proud to admit you're wrong." The arguments took their toll, not only on the couple, but also on the children. Zonique reportedly broke down in tears during a family gathering, begging her parents to stop fighting. "This is tearing us apart," she cried. "King needs us united, not at each other's throats." Her words struck a chord. But whether they would make a difference remained uncertain. Fans, meanwhile, were left in suspense. Would Tiny's efforts succeed in freeing King? Would T.I. soften his stance before it was too late? Or would the family collapse under the weight of their own divisions? The uncertainty only fueled the drama, keeping audiences glued to every new development. And just when the world thought the story couldn't get more shocking, rumors began to swirl that Tiny was considering the unthinkable filing for divorce. Insiders whispered that she confided to a close friend, "If he won't stand with me on this, then maybe he's not the man I thought he was." The mere suggestion of divorce sent shockwaves across the entertainment world, with fans and media alike speculating on what that would mean for the family dynasty. As tension mounted, Tiny prepared to make one final dramatic stand. Insiders claimed she was planning a major public statement that would either unite the family or shatter it forever. The stage was set for a climax no one could have predicted. Tiny's final stand came on a stormy evening when the air itself seemed heavy with anticipation. Whispers spread that she was preparing a press conference, not just a statement online, but a live event where she would face the world head-on. Fans, media outlets, and even critics gathered, their cameras ready, their questions sharp. Tiny walked onto the stage in a simple black outfit, her eyes red from days of crying, but her posture unshaken, with microphones pointed toward her. She spoke with the conviction of a mother who had been pushed to the edge. "I will no longer stay silent," she declared, her voice trembling at first but gaining strength with each word. "My son's future is at stake, and I refuse to watch him be destroyed. If the system won't protect him, if his own father won't protect him, then I will." The crowd gasped at her open dig toward T.I. The words echoing across social media in real time. T.I. was reportedly livid as he watched from home. Insiders say he paced the living room, muttering under his breath. She just drew a line in the sand. For Tiny, though, there was no turning back. She went on to reveal that she had filed legal paperwork to gain full decision-making authority over matters involving King. "I am his mother first," she said firmly, "and I will do whatever it takes to bring my son back where he belongs." The press conference sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Some praised Tiny for her courage, while others criticized her for publicly humiliating her husband. Social media exploded with debates, memes, and trending hashtags like #TinYes, Final Stand, and #SaveKing. The drama had officially reached its peak. Meanwhile, inside prison walls, King reportedly heard about his mother's speech through guards who replayed clips on their phones. Sources claimed he broke down, whispering, "She's fighting the whole world for me." The moment, insiders said, lit a fire inside him. King reportedly began writing another letter, this time longer, detailing his regrets and promising to make changes if given another chance. "Tell Mom I love her," he wrote. "And tell Dad I'm sorry, even if he doesn't want to hear it." The letter, once leaked, softened some of the public's perception of King. Fans who had doubted him began to rally behind him, saying he sounded sincere. Still, critics argued it was all part of a carefully crafted narrative to gain sympathy. But for Tiny, it was proof that her son still had hope left inside him behind the scenes. The family was collapsing under the pressure. Zanique reportedly begged her parents to meet face-to-face and talk privately. "If we don't come together now, we'll never recover," she warned. Reluctantly, Tiny and T.I. agreed to a tense sit-down at their home with only their closest relatives present. Insiders described the atmosphere as electric, like a ticking time bomb ready to explode. The meeting began with silence until Tiny finally spoke. "I can't keep doing this, Clifford," she said softly. "I can't keep begging you to care." T.I. looked down, his jaw clenched. Before replying, "I do care. But caring doesn't mean giving in. You think I don't feel it? You think I don't hear him at night in my head, wondering if I failed him?" The words caught Tiny off guard. For the first time, she saw the pain beneath his hardened exterior. But the truce was short-lived. As the discussion turned to King's legal battle, the couple erupted again. Tiny accused T.I. of caring more about his reputation than his son, while T.I. accused Tiny of being reckless and emotional. The family members present tried to mediate, but the shouting drowned out their voices. The meeting ended with Tiny storming out of the room, declaring, "If you won't fight with me, then I'll fight without you." The fallout was immediate. Rumors spread that divorce papers were being drafted, though neither confirmed it publicly. Fans began speculating about custody battles, financial splits, and what the end of hip-hop royalty would mean for the industry. Some even joked that the saga deserved its own reality show, though for the family, there was nothing entertaining about their pain. Then came the twist no one saw coming. Court documents revealed that King's case had been fast-tracked due to procedural issues. Within days, he was unexpectedly released on bond. The news broke the internet, with fans celebrating and chanting Tiny's name, crediting her relentless fight for his freedom. Tiny was photographed outside the courthouse, clutching her son in a tearful embrace. "I told y'all I'd bring my boy back," she whispered to reporters. But the victory was bittersweet. While Tiny rejoiced, T.I. stood a few steps back, his expression unreadable. He hugged King briefly but avoided the cameras, fueling speculation that the divide between him and Tiny was now beyond repair. Fans noticed the lack of warmth in his gesture, with one viral tweet reading, "Tiny got her son back." But she might have lost her husband forever. King, still shaken from his time behind bars, addressed the crowd in a shaky voice. "I messed up, but I promise y'all I'm gonna do better," he said. Thank you, Mama, for never giving up on me." Tiny clutched his hand, nodding through tears while T.I. remained silent. In the weeks that followed, King tried to adjust to life outside prison, but the scars of the ordeal lingered. He reportedly struggled with anxiety, waking up in the middle of the night from nightmares. Tiny stayed by his side, while T.I. kept his distance, focusing on his music and business ventures. The family, though reunited physically, remained fractured emotionally. Insiders say Tiny has not ruled out filing for divorce, though she has delayed the decision to focus on King's recovery. Her priority is her son, a source explained, but the marriage may already be too broken to fix. Fans remain divided, some urging the couple to reconcile, others insisting that Tiny deserves better. The Harris family saga has become more than just a celebrity scandal. It's a cautionary tale about pride, loyalty, and the lengths a mother will go to for her child. Tiny's tears, her. Tiny's tears, her. Determination and her defiance captured the world's attention, proving that even in the spotlight, some battles are fought not for fame, but for love. And as the dust begins to settle, one question remains. Did Tiny's fight save her family? Or did it cost her everything she had built? Only time will tell, as the saga of Tiny T.I. and King Harris continues to unravel. Fans are left with more questions than answers. Yes, King walked out of those prison gates, but the cost was enormous. Tiny stood her ground, fought the system, and ultimately won her son's freedom. But in doing so, she may have shattered the foundation of her marriage, leaving the family torn between love and pride. Between unity and division, the image of Tiny holding her son, tears streaming down her face, will remain etched in the minds of fans forever. But just steps behind her, the silence of T.I., the man who once stood as the unshakable leader of his household, speaks louder than words. Is this the end of their bond? Or is it just the darkest storm before the dawn of reconciliation? Fans are debating endlessly. Was Tiny right to risk everything to save her son? Or was T.I. right to stand firm in his belief that tough love was the only path to redemption? Was this a victory, or was it the beginning of a deeper unraveling? And now, it's over to you. What do you think? Was Tiny's battle worth the cost, or should she have stood by her husband's decisions? Do you believe T.I. was protecting his son in his own way, or was he abandoning him when he needed him most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's see where you stand in this divided debate. Don't forget to hit that like button if you felt the emotion in Tiny's fight. And subscribe for more updates on the shocking twists that continue to shake the Harris family. Trust me, this story is far from over, and you don't want to miss what happens next.